There's no doubt about it when you think about the Wild West, that we think of cowboys, cattle, covered wagons, stagecoaches, Indians. One coin that almost entirely encompasses all of that is one of my favorite pioneer gold coins. This splendid coin is an 1850 dated $10 gold eagle struck by the Baldwin and Company of San Francisco in 1849 and 1850. While the initial period of companies privately minting gold coins in the San Francisco region was characterized as one wrought with technical limitations, a second, more progressive period soon emerged in 1850. Although we see many improvements were made in the manufacturing process, some of these fledgling firms were publicly accused of fraudulent assaying methods. It seemed as though the human element of greed and avarice had now entered into the gold rush society. One of the first companies, later acknowledged as producing undervalued coinage, was Baldwin and Company, initially founded as a watchmaker and jeweler. Baldwin and Company accordingly entered into an agreement to purchase the entire stock in trade and machinery from one of the first private minters, the F.D. Kohler and Company, on March 15 of 1850. This acquisition allowed Baldwin to commence coining operations sooner than anticipated, for we see a classified ad paid for by Baldwin appearing the very next month in the Alta California, offering brand new gold scales for sale, presumably those Baldwin had ordered from the East Coast many months before, and possibly before his arrival on the Pacific Coast. Now equipped with all that was necessary to mint gold coins, Baldwin and Company proceeded to strike more gold than any of the private mints in California during the years of 1850 and 1851. Baldwin and Company issued nearly $2 million worth of $5, $10, and $20 gold pieces for nearly 12 months, along with an announcement that stated, "Our coin is redeemable on presentation." In March of 1851, however, a failed banker and undistinguished coiner named James King of William sent examples to Augustus Humbert to be assayed. Humbert found that the coin's denominations were respectively worth 2 to 3% below the face value. James King of William notified each and every newspaper of these results the day after he received them, prompting editorials of exaggeration and swindle. Soon thereafter, the California legislature reviewed the subject and passed the Act of April 15, 1851, effectively preventing any further manufacture of small denomination gold coins and putting an end to the public's confidence in the coinage of the Baldwin and Company. Meanwhile, local merchants would only accept the Baldwin coinage at a discount, often as much as 20% off of face value. This allowed the further profits to be made by the same merchants, since the mint or assay office then melted most of the coins down. April 17, the Pacific News was able to report that Messrs. Baldwin and Bagley, the manufacturers of the Baldwin's coin, left for the Atlantic states, never to be seen again in the California region. I have in my hand a circulated 1850 Baldwin Vaquero $10 gold piece. It has been certified by PCGS as about uncirculated. What's so interesting about this coin is that it's part of the Baldwin era, a company that in 1850 really took over the private minting of gold coins in San Francisco. And it was widely accepted by the growing population at the time. This design that they put on this coin was a vaquero on a horse about to throw a lasso theoretically around a calf or a cattle. Some of my contemporaries have actually been able to find an instance where almost a substantially similar design of the horseman, the vaquero, on this coin existed in a book that was published in 1831 called The Narrative of the Bering Strait and Pacific Northwest. This coin has a circulated obverse and reverse. You can tell that some of the details are not fully struck up. It is not the finest known. It shows most of the details except for the high points, and you have this wonderful camouflage gold brown into orange toning on both the obverse and the reverse. No significant marks are present. We find just good, wholesome, natural wear. It's graded AU50 by PCGS, and it is a true collector coin. This is one of those coins that I say it's really an opportunity to acquire one of these things. When you think about it, $10 or a $10 gold coin back in the rough and tumble era of the Wild West and the California gold rush could have bought some staple items like shovel, boots, things that were necessary when you were going out to search gold in the middle of the wild. And certainly where gold was being found was a long way away from the San Francisco harbor. But in San Francisco, I would bet that many individuals didn't necessarily buy staple items with these coins. I think that they probably went into a hotel and had a steak dinner, or maybe had a little bit too much to drink, used these coins at gambling tables, and possibly with their winnings enjoyed an evening with one of the ladies of the night. And these coins, despite the fact that they were short-lived and were melted down, certainly served their purpose in bringing about one of the most prosperous economies that we know of today. And another way to look at it is certainly if those prospectors had any idea of the current value of these coins today, they might have thought twice about spending them for a steak dinner or gambling them away on a card table.